Hey everyone, it's Warriors NRL Fanatics here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And tonight I've got a very special guest joining me from Warriors Fan TV. You know her very well. It's Tans. Tans is one of those another of those great content creators with Warriors Fan TV who does some great work as well. She's really knowledgeable of the game of rugby league and love hearing her insights. So Tans, great to have you on again. I was going to have Rio on, but unfortunately Rio couldn't make it tonight. So we'll get him on again in the future. But Tan, it's great to have you on again. We're going to preview the Warriors Titans game. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks, Christian, and thanks for having me on too. Great to be here tonight and have this kōrero with you about our upcoming game this weekend on Saturday.
Yes, awesome stuff. And hello to everyone in the chat. Before you, make sure you do give the live stream a like if you haven't done so already. Click that thumbs up button. And if you are a new viewer to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also go and check out Warriors Fan TV as well. So shout out to the Warriors Fan TV channel. Go and give them a subscribe and a follow. And they do some great stuff as well with their Monday night chat, Monday night kōrero as they call it. So go and give that one a watch on their YouTube channel as well every Monday night. Is that right?
Yes.
Yep, every Monday night. Awesome. So hello to Mel in the chat. Hello to Mel. How are you going, Mel? Hello to
Mel.
Three Games, Fallon and Cumberland as well from the UK. How's it going, Cumberland? Hope you're doing well yourself. But let's get into it. The Titans Warriors game on Saturday, the 22nd of June. Obviously, the boys coming off that disappointing gutting result against the Melbourne Storm down there at Game Media Mount Stadium. Obviously, we got a few players out with injuries and suspensions, and of course we've got the likes of Barney and Capewell not available this week because they are representing State of Origin, Queensland Maroons and New South Wales. So huge congratulations to both Barney and Capewell for getting selected for the Origin and game number 2 next Wednesday night. So so those two won't be back, but we'll look to the teamers. Have a look in the teamers and give our overall thoughts and go through some of our predictions and how we think the game's going to go. On Saturday afternoon, I'm going to be attending. So just a reminder, I will be attending this game. So if you guys do see me at the game or see me at the pre-game event there at in Robina, the Globe, Sporting Globe in Robina, there is a pre-game event for all the fans to come along, have a bit of a feed, a drink, have a bit of a catch-up with all the Warriors fans. That'll be at the Globe in Robina. So just a reminder for that event. And for the members after the game, there's a post-game event happening. I believe that's already full capacity. So if you'd be lucky to get a chance to attend that one after the game, that's inside the stadium as well. So just a bit of a reminder there for the upcoming events. But this game, it's a game where the Warriors will be looking to bounce back, of course, and the Titans themselves coming off a loss over the Tigers last week. Go for the team. Let's just go through the team list. So we've got fullback there, Chance Nickel Klugstad, Edward Cozy on the wing, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck RTS in the centres. He's back, and he's named the centres of Adam Pompey, Marcelo Montoya on the other wing. The halves remain unchanged with Tamari Martin, 5'8", and Sean Johnson halfback. Adam Fanua-Blake is the prop, and Wade Egan is the hooker with Jackson Ford. They have a prop. But after Nia Kore is in the second row with Dylan Walker named at second row. Very interesting there. And Tohu Harris, the captain in the lock. The bench reads Chanel Harris-Tavira, Jacob Laban, Jazz Tavanga, Tom Arley, and the reserves are Bunty Afar, Tain Toa-Piki, Moala Graham Taufa, Freddie Lustick, and Dimitri Silva-Kula there. So, Tans, what were your thoughts there on the team list that was named on Team List Tuesday? Quite a few interesting selections there. Well, what do you reckon here? Because I looked at the team pretty closely. Bit surprised that they've gone with Dylan Walker in the second row there with Edward Cozy starting on the wing. What are your thoughts there? I was a bit surprised with those two selections there. What do you reckon?
Yeah, as was I, Christian, very surprised with Walker in at 12 and Kusi on the wing there. But in all honesty, I don't see, I highly doubt that this will be the team that runs out on Saturday. I think we'll see those late minute changes that Webby always likes to do. You know, he always keeps us guessing until kickoff. So I think there'll be quite a few changes. And I've actually it's been going through my head all day about who'd change. But I think, you know, for all of us that watch a lot of footy and follow the Warriors obsessively, I think we know as fans where those changes will come in. I think Dylan Walker will drop out, definitely. From what I heard, he was pretty banged up in the sheds after the game, so I highly doubt he'll play. So I'm expecting. I was thinking, I wonder if he'll move forward to the second row and chuck Bunty in that prop to start, but I'm actually thinking Walker will drop out. I think I'm no coach, but I'm just. Yeah, Walker will drop out, Laban to start maybe, and Statistical will move on to our interchange. And of course RTS to the wing maybe, and Moala Graham Tolfa will start at centre. That's my assumption anyway.
Yeah, and just getting some of the comments for some of the viewers. Hello to Jacko there in the chat. I hope you're doing well, Jacko. It's another loyal viewer to the channel. He's saying here that Hasler will have their forwards ears burning after last week. They'll come out firing, and they have a sort of speed over in the back line there. So, what are your thoughts there on our back line? Because our back line, obviously, we've got Chance here, Ed Cossey, Roger, Adam Pompey, and Montoya. I looked at the Titans lineup. They've got Kino Kini, Alofo Khan Pereira, Brian Kelly, and Philip Sami and Jojo Fafita. So, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the back line there?
Oh, look, their speed's scary, and I think, you know, we all know that. Their outside backs, Keanu Kini, he's really good. He's got some speed as well, and he's not afraid to run it hard at the line. So, but that's where I'm nervous, is our backs. And yeah, so that's one of the reasons I was surprised that Kusi was named in on the wing, because if they get a break, mate, Kusi, I don't even know if RTS will catch Sami or Fafita, and the same with Pompey and Marcelo Montoya. I doubt they'll catch Loffy and Brian Kelly if they get a break. So yeah, that's a huge factor, and that's probably the only thing that I'm really worried about, and a couple of other things, but that's my major concern, is their speed and their outside backs. Well, just in their backs in general.
Yeah, and just before I get my view, I'm just reading some of the comments here that Mel's saying here that the Titans have been unlucky. They don't deserve to be at the bottom of the table, in my opinion. And Jacko's just saying here, I was hoping Webster would take a risk looking for energy and speed with either Setu or young Pasikala. Kossi will get burned. Yeah, I mean, I probably agree with you on that one, Jacko, because I know Edward Cozy is some people question the call of picking him this week. I'm a bit on the fence with it. I do hope he comes out and pulls on a big performance, but you know, I probably would have gone a lot different with the side this week. But this is just my view. Lucky I'm not the coach, but I would have gone with RTS there on the wing, and had someone like a Moala Graham Taufoa. Apologies there, pronounce his name wrong. Moala Graham Taufa on the in the starting lineup. I would have gone with that personally. Obviously, with Ali Leotawa, he's injured. So if he wasn't injured, I probably would have started him in the centres this week. But yeah, Jack is saying here, apart from 4 and all the Titans backs have speed, And hello to you, Nick, saying he agreed for next year. And I would have gone a completely different way, but that's just my view on it. And Cumberland saying, I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see the Warriors either winning or losing this game, considering the season results so far. Yeah, I mean, it is a game where we last time we played them, we lost them at Go Media Mount Smart Stadium. Going back on that result, was there anything you took out of that game going into this one? Because I know it's a completely different game. And Webby was asked about it in the media this week. I don't know if you watched it, but it was asked in the media in regards to the Titans game if you took anything out of that game. So did you take anything out of that with regards to that game? Because
well, like I said, I watched it this afternoon. I went back and rewatched it, and I don't think it was a bad game. We played some really good footy. We really did, but it was just concerning in that last probably 15, that last 15 minutes of the game, the amount of time that we spent up in their half, that we didn't manage to score any points, although we got a few disallowed tries.
Yep.
But I thought that was strange. But yeah, I mean, look, it's just that edge defence, but I also noticed that the Titans, that's where they tend to do the same thing. They jam in, and a lot of their tries are scored through their edges. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the same team. But going back to the Tigers game that they played, I noticed that they were being quite left side dominant. Usually they play more out to Brian Kelly and Loffy's side, but I was quite surprised to see the left side get a lot of ball. And we've seen that Jaden Campbell's moved into the halves, so I'm thinking we'll target him a lot. I can see him being a target because he's fresh there, and he's not a halfback. Jaden Campbell, he's a fullback, but Kenny's doing a good job there.
Yeah, and just regards to the lineup, my take on it is I think that we probably will see some changes come kickoff time because generally with Webby, when he names the team on Teamless Tuesday, it's not how they line up on the day. So I am expecting some sort of re-change to the bench and to the starting side on Saturday against the Titans. I think Dylan Walker in the second row, I don't think he'll play there.
No, either. Definitely not.
I just don't see him playing that. And I think Moana Taufa is named the reserves. So there's a chance that maybe he could come in late into the starting side. Yeah, I think he might be able. I think he may come in. Actually, I think he may come into the starting lineup.
Did you? I saw Webby. I watched it today. It must have been, how they had those post-training interviews, or when he said, as a joke, they were like, "So Roger's going to play this week?" He was like, "Yes, he's definitely playing. He's fit. He's healthy." And as a joke, he was like, "Oh, he's going to play fullback." But then after he said that, he was like, "You guys will have to wait and see to see where he plays."
Yeah.
So very interesting. I don't know if he's, playing with our heads like he does all the other time, but especially with Telfer named in the reserves, I can definitely see RTS, especially with the speed of the wingers. I can definitely see RTS being out on the wing and Telfer coming into the centres. I don't think that's the team list that we saw on Tuesday. It's going to be the team that starts on Saturday. I'm really hoping. So I'm assuming, like I said, Laban will start, and I'm hoping Dimitri will move up onto the interchange. I don't get to watch much Cup, Christian, so and I know you do. You watch a lot of Cup as well, so I'm interested in what's he actually like, because I don't watch Cup. I can't afford both Sky and now that you've got to pay for New South Wales to watch that. So, but yeah, what's he like? Because I've heard really great things about him.
Look, I mean, we get a few games. We don't get a lot of them. Obviously, with the New South Wales Rugby League, they make pay for a game on the Size app. So I don't obviously pay for it. I'll be quite honest. I don't pay for the New South Wales Rugby League app.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, but I the games that I watch that are televised, the games that are televised. Like last week, I watched the Cup side, and the young winger there, and the name escapes me. I think someone had put it in the chat earlier there, but he was quite good actually. The young winger there.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Pasikala and Situ too, the wingers, and I think Pasikala also he's a kicker too. I've seen a shot of him doing the conversions when they won a game, I think. But yeah, I'm just looking at the extended. Yeah, I don't think, man. He always makes you think, hey, like, I don't know about you guys, but do you guys, when you see a team list, you spend half the week thinking about, okay, right, who's actually going to play and who's not? I'm quite concerned, like with Dylan now, obviously, this might mean that who has to play longer minutes. And I think we've had discussions around him and if he has enough gas in the tank to play long minutes. Personally, I don't think he does really. So I don't know what we're going to do in that respect. With Walker out, it'll be interesting. Maybe CHT will go in there to give him a break, or I don't know. Yeah, but there's a lot to be made of it. Like I said, Ford could go back to the 12, and Bunty could start in that prop, and have Laban there on the bench. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, just going through the comments actually, and some interesting comments here. And Tahi Bros asked the question: is it possible that we see some good play from RTS with RTS on his natural right side? Yeah, like that's a good question, Tahi Bro. It's a very good question because obviously when RTS has played for us this year, when he's been in the centres, we haven't seen a lot of RTS. And that's not all on RTS's fault, but we haven't seen that combination, the attack really clicking. So what are your thoughts here on that one? Because what we see RTS play, what is it? It's natural right side. He's talking about some good play. Will we see some good play from RTS this week?
I think so. I don't think. Yeah. They have to open them up, and I've said this a few times in a few chats, but they really need to open them up. If we see last week, the chance on a lot of sweeping out to the other side. Usually he's quite right side dominant as well, but I can see him now with RTS lining up on the edges. I'm assuming CHT hopefully sweeps both sides and gets some good ball to RTS. I think he's... if you go back and watch the Titans game on NZ Day, he was really good, and he had some main runs against the Titans. So I'm expecting a big game from him, but I really think this game is going to depend on our halves and whether or not they can really make it work in order to set up those plays, get the kicking right this time, and also, another one of my concerns is the kick chase, obviously, on those edges, because Rocco Berry, I think he's amazing with his kick chase. I think he's probably one of the best in the competition in that regard. Although I did notice that last week he was slower than usual, but that could have been just the kicking not being in the right place. But yes, I think if we're going to win this game, it's up to our halves to click and to sort out whose job, who's doing what, whose job it is to, because I think there's that lack of communication there between the both of them. So yeah, that'll be great if they can figure that out before kick-off on Saturday.
Yeah, and Jacko is saying here that Tohu is a champion player, but obviously is entering his last days of his first first grade. I don't know if it was wise to sign him for another year. That's his opinion on Tohu Harris there. And just actually going back on some of these comments, Unique is saying I'm most concerned with our right side edge getting carved up by Fafita. So yeah, like I mean, I think with our defence this year, it's been a real concern. It hasn't been the same, obviously.
No.
I don't know why that's been the issue. Because like I feel like obviously with our right side, it's probably been the most affected with the points conceded. We conceded 38 last week against the Storm, at home, which is really not good enough. If you're going to win a game of footy, of course you can't concede that many points. So yeah, what are your thoughts now on our defence? This year we looked like we were getting our defence back on order against the Cowboys, where we only let 2 tries, but then we went back into the same old habits, just leaking points at will. With some of the tries, some of the tries we've conceded probably have been pretty avoidable, actually. But we're just not defending really well, and that's been a bit of a problem this year.
Look, I think our forwards are,
Yes.
I don't know what you guys think, but I think our forwards are great defensively.
Yeah.
And I think it's our backs, once again. I mean, even last season we had problems with not just our right edge either, it's our left edge, Marcelo and Pompey out there. DWZ, he's got a habit of jamming in, and we all know this. That's why I think it's important, like going back to the kick chase, I think it's really important because, and we've got to, God, please, we've got to get those last play options locked down, and those last options to the right place, and limit their meters, put them way back there, keep them in their 10, put those kicks into the corners, but try not to be too repetitive about it. But yeah, we have to stop them from making meters and wrap them up on those tackles, because Loffy and Brian Kelly have got, I mean, they're a fantastic pairing when they're playing good footy, and I don't think many people can deny that either. And the same with the other side, but I do think Loffy and Kelly are probably more, I think they have more speed than the other side. I could be wrong there, but yeah, I'm really concerned. As I said earlier, that's my main concern, is the speed of the outside backs and the tight ends. I mean, and I think it was Jacko earlier that just when I saw that comment pop up, and I think exactly the same thing, that the only back we're going to catch, but we have a chance of catching, will be Kieran Foran. Yeah. I think even with Jaden Campbell being in the halves, I mean, I think he's going to run rings around. If he manages to break through our forward pack, I think he'll run rings around Harrison. That Barney's a huge out, but look, we've dealt with that all season with injured players, and we've managed quite well. We've won games without big name players. But to be honest, guys, I'm actually quite nervous about this game. I'm not thinking, oh, we're going to smash them, it's going to be a 13 plus. I think we have to be really, that halves pairing has to be locked down this weekend. That it has to be. So I hope they've had a great week at training, because I mean, last week we heard We'd Be So Christian. I think it was in the presser after the game that Mighty and SJ had only had 2 full training sessions together. Now, I don't know what he meant by that, if it was just that 1 week prior to the game of training, or if it was a couple of months. Yeah, I'm really hoping that this week they really got to have good conversations about what they expect from each other. This weekend. Yeah. They're so important. They're the key to us winning this weekend, I think.
Yeah, they are. And just on that, Jacko's saying that the Titans are out of finals contention. They can play with freedom, expecting to attack from anywhere from their own red zone. Exactly. That's why they're probably a bit of a danger there. And I'm just going back on the chat there, because I just received a super chat. I actually have to go back on it on YouTube there. From Michael Driver, he said, I tipped the Warriors up the Warriors, go the Warriors, and he sent a $7.99 super chat. So appreciate the super chat, Michael. Thanks for all the support, and thanks for the super chat as well. It's much appreciated. But yeah. Well, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts like this week? Well, this week's game we saw Tamari Martin and Sean Johnson as a combination, first time in a while. What are your feelings on how they're going to go this week as a combination? Because Sean's first game back probably wasn't his best game, but it was, it's this combination here where throughout the season, we saw it throughout the season. Now it wasn't quite clicking. So what can we expect from Tamari and Sean as a combination? Because Sean's going to have to play a bit of a role, I think, on Saturday. But
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen a lot of talk on social media about dropping SJ, and I just think that's bullcrap. I think SJ's our best half in the squad without a doubt. I mean, but in all fairness, I mean, they've had no time to gel, and that's obvious. We see it on the field. We see it when they play together. And we heard Webby say, Tamaiti just needs to play his game and keep doing what he's doing, and I'm just, because Tamaiti has been the dominant half, and since SJ's been out injured, I'm wondering if SJ's finding it hard to play second fiddle, so to speak, with Tamaiti, because he's obviously not used to that. SJ's used to being the dominant half, and like he has been since forever. I don't know, but going back to the Anzac Day, I'm wondering if we'll, because Tamaiti is actually a good running half as well with ball in hand. He makes those runs, and I like that. And I'm wondering if we're going to see more of that, or, I mean, yeah, I'd like to see that. At least one of them. I mean, SJ we don't see him do that anymore, but we've seen they scored a couple of great tries out on the left last week, and that's through CNK sweeping to that left side. So I'm wondering, I just don't know, Kristen. I honestly, all I know is that it's up to the halves to figure out what they're going to do. I mean, I expected them. I was wrapped about SJ coming back. I was in, in a lot of podcast comments in the comments section saying, I think they're going to really dominate. They're going to come out firing, which they did. The first 14 minutes was fantastic.
Yep.
But I think they could be great, but I just don't know, and it's scary. Like I said, I thought they were going to be amazing together. I thought they were going to set Mount Smart on fire and really dominate, but they didn't. But hopefully they can do that this week.
Yeah, and just actually going back on a comment I saw, I think it was from Unique here. He says, he or she says, Unique says, I'm not that worried about points. I think we should score enough to win. I think the discipline and defensive lapse is what's letting us down. I agree. Sure. I mean, I'm not too worried about the points on Saturday and how many points we score. I mean, we've got plenty of points in us. I reckon we do. It's just the fact that we're stopping them is the big question. We've got to be able to stop those points because, when we started the game, I guess hate to go back on that Melbourne game, but against Melbourne, we started off really well when we were up 40-0. We made, I think it was mistakes, a couple of errors that got the Storm back in, a couple of penalties as well. I think it was 8-5, the penalty count. You could argue that a lot of these penalties probably weren't all warranted.
No.
Not all of them were warranted. I'm not going to lie, the officiating was just poor in general, but I wouldn't say that going back on that game, that was the reason why we lost. We were up 40 at the time, but saying that, you've got to take your chances against the Storm, and we did that to start the game. We looked all right at start one, but it went all to pieces. I think a lot of our games this year, we started pretty well in the first 20 minutes, and then it's tailed off a bit. So, What are your thoughts here on that one, Tans? What are your thoughts? Because we in games this year, we've had our chances. We've scored in our, the first 20 minutes. We look like the Sharks game this year, of course, at home was a prime example of it. What are your thoughts on the fact that we can get off to a good start, but we're not going on with it? It's a bit of a thing, a bit of a habit this year.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Oh, geez. I don't know. I mean, I think, Warriors, years and years ago used to be a team that were really off the cuff. It was like game plan,
Yep.
so to speak. That we obviously have a fantastic coach that so they have set game plans, obviously, that when we go out there and try and execute that, but it doesn't work out and the opposition scores when we're in the lead. I don't know, to me, I just think it bums the boys out and they put down on it, and that's where they start losing concentration. Yeah, I don't know if you understand what I mean, because I mean, we're on paper, we're a fantastic team. I mean, you look at our lineup, you look at our depth, so it's really hard to pinpoint. But I mean, with the Melbourne Storm, I mean, I can't stand the Storm. I absolutely hate them.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think they're a team, and even this year, if you've watched a few of their games, I mean, it's actually the opposition teams that have scored relatively early against them. But I think they're just a team that really spend the first 10, 15 minutes of sussing out their opposition team. And I mean, they've got a lot of clever players in their team that know how to, that have got great footy IQ, and they really pick their opposition team to pieces and spot weaknesses. And we've got to do that. We've got to mentally just, if they score or make an error, the boys get over it, move on. Because you can't be worried about that play, mate, because if you make an error, just move on, because that team's about to play the ball in 2 seconds. So you can't be thinking about what just happened. It's about get up, play the ball, and move on to, But definitely defensive lapses, and I mean, it's really repetitive now, because it's always in the same places that we have those missed defence, those where we read the defence, when we make the wrong defensive reads, and it's always, it seems like it's always the same players in the same positions, and that's concerning.
Yeah, and Jacko's just saying here that Webster will be an elite coach in time, but they're still in his infancy, and will learn a lot over the periods like this. Yeah, he definitely will. He's evolving and learning as the game goes on. He's obviously had that great year last year, taking the team to the top 4. And I think it's about learning on the process, and I'm sure that's what Webster's trying to do with his coaching as well, is trying to get that team, get the team up each week. And Jacko's just saying here we need to win at least 6 or more, like the 7 games to sneak in the finals. Yeah, there are only 10 games left, so an uphill struggle for sure. Need to go on a little winning streak, and I reckon, I don't know if you agree with me on this one, Tans, but I reckon the next couple of weeks, if you look at it before the second bye against the Raiders, I think those 3 games coming up, this week's game and the Titans and the Bulldogs and the Broncos, actually, I think those games we really need to win all those games. I feel like we can't drop a game from here on. If we beat the Storm, we'd probably say we wouldn't have to win every game from here on, but now we do have to win every game from here on, from the bye, leading into that second bye with the Raiders after the bye in Canberra. So do you necessarily agree with that one on that one? Because
definitely. Definitely. I think we have to win far out. every game,
Yeah.
which is very unlikely to happen. But you know, even you look at the Bulldogs; they're in fifth? They're in fifth place on the ladder. So you know, the Broncos, damn, Raiders, like these aren't these. There's no easy games in footy. We all know that, but it's quite nerve-wracking to think about it unless someone, I mean, obviously SJ and TMM, depending on their health, are going to be our halves for the rest of the season. Personally, I don't think we will see Metcalf back. He's still a couple of months away, but I can't see him come back into first grade after being out for most of the season. I think they'll leave him be, to be honest. And they've got to click. Like I said, time is against us. And if we're going to make a good run into the back end of the season, our halves have to, it's up to them. And we all know that a great team, depends on their halves. That's where all their playmaking comes from. So it's up to them. We need them to basically get their shit together. I mean, I don't really think drop anyone. Well, even saying that, I mean, maybe. All right, it's really hard, because we all as fans were like, yes, we're going to win this game. We thought we were going to whip the Dragons. We thought we were going to whip the Titans, and that was the case. So. But I am expecting big games from key players, from RTS, from TMM, from SJ. I really, like I said, I really hope Statistical makes it onto the interchange, because I really think we're going to need some power and strength off our bench for that game. I mean, look, that's.
Yeah, and Mel's is saying here, we've got the Titans, Broncos, Bulldogs, bye, Raiders, Tigers, Eels, Finns, Manly, Bulldogs, Sharks, and the bye. The final round is a bye for us. Yeah, that's the last. So our last game is against the Sharks, really. And then we got the bye, of course. So we want to be, we want to have a couple wins before the bye. Otherwise, if we're not in that position, we probably won't make it from there on. So, Mel's is saying, be lucky to make the finals, in my opinion, but hopefully we do. So, so who's your key player, like for the Warriors? Obviously, with this game, who's your players that you reckon are key for us to winning? And for the Titans, who do you reckon they're key players? Because the Titans is a hard team to read on. I honestly feel like they're a hard team to read on this year. They're at the bottom of the ladder, but they've had some games where they've come out and put on brave performances. It's quite difficult to pick a key player for the Titans. Obviously, you got 4 in there, captain, and for me, probably say Fafita is probably the main one. David Fafita for me, who wants to have a big game. He'll want to have a big game because not being selected for Origin in the first 2 Origin games, you'll want to have a massive one against the Warriors and trying to maybe prove a point for game 3 selection. So, obviously from the Warriors, for me, it's probably the same. You get your usuals. You got your 2 of us, Sheiks, C&Ks. Obviously the halves are the important ones for me. Tamari, Martin, Johnson, how they combine, it's very important, that one. I feel like with the forwards, we've got the forwards. We've got the forward battle ahead of the Titans, but I think the Titans don't have a bad forward pack.
No, neither do I.
Yeah, they've got Kean, Palacia. Who have they got here? Fafita. We got Chris Randall, Hooker, Aaron Clark, Bo Thermal. What are your thoughts, tons.
I like both people as a player.
Yeah.
Aaron Clark, I think he's really dangerous. I know most of the time. I'm actually surprised to see him start because I'm sure usually he comes off the interchange. But I was watching him today in the Titans game, and man, he's kind of like Dylan Walker when he used to come off the interchange. He's a really impact player, and he's good. And I think he's going to be a problem. If he has a good game, but I think he's played well, even though the Titans are at the bottom of the table, you know, they've only had those 3 wins. I still think he's having a great season. Like I rate him as a player. Mahulu, I think, you know, he's got some strength and power, and he's got a little bit of footwork in there as well. Palacia, he's the young fella that was at the Broncos.
Yeah.
And Randall, he's good. And then I'm just looking at their interchange. What Sam Verrills, he's good coming off the bench for them too. He's good cover. Leo, like I think he's past his due date. You know, I don't mean that out of respect. I just I just think he's slowed down a lot. He doesn't bring much impact off the bench. And then we've got Fa'asua Mala'awi. Because what's his name? Is Cleese Haas injured, or have they just dropped him out of the side this week? Does anybody know?
I think it says he's out on the NRL website, what I've got up here, but they've got Fota Wakers also out as well. So I think Cleese Haas, I don't know if he's injured or not. I don't see anything that says he's injured. Maybe he's injured. I don't know. It could be wrong there, but
I see Kenneth Boyd's named on the reserves as well.
Yeah.
Even Ken Muller's in there, but I don't expect him to play. But I think Boyd. I'm wondering if he'll slot in there somewhere. Anyway, but I think our weapons, and we all know our weapons, guys. We all know who our go-to players are and who we. I don't like to say, well, C&K, our halves, RTS. I think even with, look, we've got a totally different right side this weekend. We've got both our winger and our starting centre and our starting winger out in Dallin and Rocco. And although Dal does have a habit of jamming in a lot, when he's got the ball in his hands, he can run. He does some, that's one thing I'll give him is he runs hard every time he gets that ball, and I love that about him. But I think our speed, our kick chase is going to be our frickin', like I said, our last play options. Where we put that ball on the, on the last, when we're kicking it, if we find out who's going to be doing most of the kicking, I think I think I like to see both halves kick. People probably won't agree with me, but I like to see that open up both sides of the field, which I think is really important because the Titans like to throw the ball around. They're not the type of team that kind of give it to the same players. They really spread that ball across the whole field and wait for those gaps to open up.
Yeah, and just actually we're looking at the Titans reserves because I think someone mentioned Kemba Malik, and he's actually been named in the reserves. I don't know whether there's any possibility he may come in for the Titans. I don't know if there's been any injuries of concern at the moment. I don't think they do, based on what I've heard. So it's probably unlikely we'll see him play against the Warriors, against his former side there. But Jacko's just saying here, Sean Johnson's defence has been top level this year, Levi, but Fafita can run over anyone. I'll just go back on, I think it was Levi's comment here that I put up on the screen earlier. Johnson better be ready for a tackle for Fafita all day as he's going to have a long day at the office. Yeah, well, it's going to be hard. It's definitely going to be hard coming up against Fafita, trying to tackle him, but, everyone's going to have to be on song, not just Johnson. But Jacko's just saying here, Tamari Martin can't kick out of trouble. no long kick, which
Yeah, I agree with that one. And I said that in about his game that we missed. This was when SJ was still out injured, that we really missed SJ's long kicking game. In regards to Fafita, we're going to need a strong, second row on our bench, and I think Statistical is that player, and I think we need him there. I think he has to be there on the interchange.
Yeah,
they've got some strength in there, and in their pack, and we're kidding ourselves if we, I mean, our interchange has been killed us last week. I mean, we all know throughout the season that our interchange and the way our players have been used has been a problem. Personally, that's my opinion. Not that counts for much. I mean, I know fuck all about, excuse my French, but definitely needs some strength and power off the interchange this week.
And actually, well said there. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt there, but I just looked at a comment here. Tahi Bros is saying, who's Sean's bodyguard this week? Murata or Four? What do you reckon? Who's gonna be one of the main forwards there for us? Like obviously you're Whenua Blake, but who's gonna help Sean out there, Murata or Ford there?
I think Murata will be that man, in my opinion. Yeah. I just think they'll use Ford to just get that ball up where it needs to be. No, actually, Jacko, I haven't seen much of him play, but I would love to. I just think, even we go back to the previous Titans game when they brought Zion Mau'u on, right? They brought him on, and man, what a huge impact he had for that short period of time. And you see him, he came on, and all of a sudden AFB goes up a level. Our whole forward pack stepped up, and we scored a few tries whilst he was on the field. I was actually gutted. He only got to play really short minutes, and I hope they don't do that this weekend. But yeah, I mean, have you seen the size of Pahulu? He's not a little man, and like I said, he's got some good Fafita, Fermor. I think he's a good player, man, and he's got gas in the tank. Clark. Yeah, I'm not too fussed about their bench, to be quite honest. Like, I don't think their bench to me is that dangerous.
Yeah.
I think our bench is better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was actually going to touch on the bench because I look at our bench and I think our bench has probably got a lot more, maybe in terms of impact. We saw, I think last week against the Storm, we didn't see a lot of minutes from our bench. We saw Harris David only play 9 minutes, which I found was a bit odd, a bit strange here from Webby with the way he rotated that bench. I think some of the things in the past talking about those Webby and his bench rotation, which can be a bit of a talking point. Obviously, with Jazz there coming on, you've got Jazz, you've got Laban there. So Jacob Laban, is he actually going to get a bit of a late? Is he going to be a late change with Laban starting instead of be on the bench, or is he going to stay on the bench here? Is he going to stick with Ale? What's your thoughts here on Ale getting that spot over Bunty or Fo? Because I thought Bunty was really strong on the cup side last week. I was watching the cup side live, and there are highlights for those of you who can't watch it. What were your thoughts there on Bunty's? The last couple of weeks he hasn't been included in the 17, which has been a bit of a surprise. I think Bunty hasn't been going too badly, but they've gone and put him in the reserves again. They put him in 18th man there.
I was surprised that he didn't, because the last 3 games, I think him and Jazz have been huge, man. I think Bunty's probably had his best couple of games of the season. When when we had a lot of those injuries out. So, but But Bunty, when he does play, they're not giving him big minutes. So I'm assuming it's either that he doesn't you know, the energy. So is that why he's starting Alep? I don't know, but I was surprised by that, Christian, and I'd probably be more inclined to have Bunty on the bench rather than Alep. But like I said, this isn't the team. This is not the team that's going to start on Saturday. I think he changes key positions and to players that take the field. I think our interchange will change. We'll see a different lineup on the bench. We'll see a different lineup in the starting 13 as well.
Yeah, just actually looking at some of the comments again here. So I've got a comment here from Mel. I'm just saying that Ford and Sean Johnson have a pretty good understanding. They absolutely do, Mel. I do agree with you on that one because Jackson Ford actually has been playing well lately in the last couple of weeks. He's been shifted to the prop position. I think this is at the moment. I think it's his position right now. I think he's been doing pretty well where he is. We've seen him in the seen him in the second row quite a lot for us this year and last year. But what are your thoughts on on Ford being at prop? Do you think that's going to be a permanent move for the rest of the season, unless there's any injuries, or do you think he will go back to the second row at some point? What do you reckon?
I love Bunny in the second row. I think he's mean there.
Yeah,
I
great.
I think he, he's got a lot more room to move, and maybe they moved Jackson there so he's freaking not getting stung for all the obstruction, so he's not the main.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I like the change, to be honest. Yeah, I really like it. And Ford's got a big motor, man. That guy will just run and smash all day, like he's really good. And I don't know if it's me, but his error rate's certainly dropped. We know he's capable of a few drop balls, but he's been really good at prop, even though it's only been a couple of games. But yeah, I like the change of him and Barney. Yeah, I think Mitch is in the second row, and I think, makes a huge difference in the way we play. Barney gets a lot more ball too, being in that second row, and I think that's really important.
Yeah, and Barney's been, man, his form this year has been just outstanding. Like what he's brought to this team, especially, and obviously it's going to be a bit of a blow not having him on the field on Saturday against the Titans. We're gonna definitely miss him, but it's up to the other forwards to step up to the plate and play well. And just Jacko's saying here on the rotations, the bench. Webster's still learning bench rotation. Ford Aga would help him more in that area, but it is a weakness for us. Yeah, it is a weakness. I think I've talked about it a lot this year as well with some of my shows that I've been doing. Talked to a few Warriors content creators as well, privately as well. So, yeah, we talked about that one. But Tahi Bro's saying here that the one is a worry to me is Bunty is a good clean-up defender. He is definitely a good defender. We saw that last year. And I think he was up there in terms of tackles made defensively as well. And I probably was a bit critical of Bunty last year for his performances, purely on his meters that he made. He didn't give a lot of impact, but I think this year, when he's played, I think he's been great for us, and obviously he's a good defender as well. So, but also obviously, Webby's not playing with enough minutes, so maybe we can just take him back to Cup and see how he goes in the Cup side. And Jack is just saying here that Bunty was massive in the Cup with over 130 meters. And it looked like he was enjoying longer minutes. So, yeah, that pretty much explains why he was playing so well, because, when you get longer minutes, it definitely helps. But Greg is just saying here, I agree, 13 plus. He's gone with 13 plus. I'm not too sure. He's talking about the Warriors, or he's talking about the because I've seen someone mention Origin in this chat. But Tahi's saying here, he did his time in New South Wales, give him a bit of a life. And I like Ford. He has improved since he's been with us, Mel. Yeah, he definitely has. Obviously, there's one thing that I get a little bit annoyed about with Jackson Ford is he can have the odd error in his game, give away a penalty, and that's the one thing that does annoy me. He's still got. There's a couple of times he's been caught out for an obstruction. Other than that, he's been pretty good. He's been pretty good for us this year. On Ford plus out of pressure ball sections is Tahi Bro. So, and also Mel saying he has a Sales says I'm a big fan of Bunty. Just go through his comments, and Jacko's just saying here, Barnett and Marath on the edges are as good combination as any in the comp. They bring a real fear factor. Yeah, what do you agree there on that one?
Oh, 100%, 100%. Yeah, I love those two on the edges, and man, what a difference it makes, and we've seen that. Yeah, definitely. Footers from Drew. Yeah, no, I love them out there. And you're right, they are scary. And I just saw a comment before about half a feeder and Marata went at it last year. So I know in that respect, with Marata being back on the field, that's good for us. But yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, so just want to go and have a look at the stats actually for this one. So head-to-head stats, we played, head-to-head stats we played 33 times, and the Warriors have won 20, and the Titans have won 13. And just looking at the Titans and their season in terms of points scored this season, they're scoring 239. They conceded 370 points, and a completion rate 80%, average points scored 18, and average points conceded 28. So if you look at that, the Titans have plenty of points in them, but they have also conceded a lot of points based on those stats. So just on those stats, Tans, what do you reckon there? What are your thoughts on those stats? Because for me, this game probably has a high-scoring game written all over it, especially when you look at both teams and how they defend. So it'd probably be one of those high-scoring games. I don't see us conceding. I probably see us conceding maybe 2 or 3 tries in this one, at least. I don't see us being in just one try. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we win 13 plus. I do, but I just can't put 13 plus at the moment for the boys at the moment, unless we can find a bit of confidence and form. But what are your thoughts there on those stats for the Titans? Because leaking points has been an issue for them. It's been an issue for us lately.
Hey, look, I was just reading Jacko's comment, and I just agree. It could be a high scoring game, probably both up in the 20s, maybe. Even I'm actually starting to feel quite positive now. I'm not too sure what happened there, but I'm thinking high scoring game. Hopefully we can hit the 30s, maybe. I don't know, maybe we could go 32-26 to the Waz, depending on but I'm concerned. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. A lot of people have to step up and work hard defensively. Man, defensively, far out. They have to mark their goddamn outside men. I think our forwards can do the job through the middle. I don't really have a concern there, but it's definitely just our edge defence that concerns me.
Yeah, and Tahi Bros is saying here it's the defence that wins this week. Yeah, it has to be. It really has to be. We've got no other options is to defend and defend our line very well because, we know the Titans have got nothing to lose. They're going to throw the ball around, and it usually is a sign of danger. It's definitely usually a sign of danger when a team like that, especially a team that's not having a great season, but still, they'll want to have a big one at home. And also they after last week's result against the Tigers, they want to have a bit of a strong performance in front of their fans. But no doubt about it, it's going to be a lot of Warriors fans there because being here on the Queensland on the Gold Coast, we've got a lot of fans, a lot of support as well. So.
Wow.
And Jacko, just going on Jacko's comment, it'll be high scoring for sure. Both teams have poor defence, but they have the pace to score more than us. If we don't defend well, they could put a score on us. Well, Jacko, I hope you're wrong. I really hope you're wrong because I'll be there, and I don't want to see that. I definitely don't want to see that.
What position does Tanner Boyd play? Is he a hooker or a half?
He's a half. Tanner Boyd is a half. He's played a bit of halves. I think he fell in that hooker once. I can't remember from my memory, but he's mainly a half. He's mainly half.
He was really good against us in that Anzac Day game, and I'm just I'm just wondering, look, my mind's going, I'm just wondering if maybe they might even slot him in there in the halves with Foran and maybe take out Campbell, because I don't think, you know, like we touched on Campbell, I don't think he's a half, and he'll be an easy target for our boys, and I think that's what their plan will be. SJ will definitely, and they'll target him. So I'm wondering if maybe old what's his name, bloody the Titans coach, old Desi's thrown in the smoky there, and that's why he's sitting on the reserves bench. So but halfback and 5'8", we'll see. I mean, he can play. Yeah, he can play at 6. So I'm wondering if we'll see Campbell maybe drop out and Tanner Boyd go into that 5'8" position with 4. And guys. But I'm not too sure if it's the trauma of last week losing against Melbourne, which was absolutely heartbreaking. I was at that game and I left early because I just couldn't. I couldn't deal with it. But anyway, really important that we get this one. If we can't get this one, then I think that'll have a really mental effect on the boys. I think it'll really cut them deep. So basically, they don't have a choice. They have to win this weekend. We have to win this weekend, and there's no two ways about it. They have to get their shit together defensively on the edges. Our halves have to sort it out. I think CHT, he better, he needs more than 9 minutes on the field, because Tohu just can't play. I think he's capable of maybe 50, 60 minutes at most, but that's about it. And I think they have to maybe him have two 20-minute bursts, but not, 2 20-minute bursts, maybe 15, 20 minutes in each half, and that's about it. But interchange is vital. I mean, we saw when we played the Cowboys, I think that's why we were so good against the Cowboys, is because of our interchange, where he done those kind of double interchanges where, we saw two interchanges pretty much come on around about the same time. I think it might have even have been 3, and I think that's why we were so successful in that Cowboys game. And I think if we had done that against Melbourne, maybe we might have done better, or not with the sin bins. But I think our interchange, and because their interchange is not as like I said, I don't think their interchange on paper is as good as ours. So if we use that correctly, I think we can dominate and we can win. I mean, we can dominate this game and win it anyway. But it just depends on the boys on the field and what decisions they make when it comes to the crunch. When it comes, put under pressure.
All right. Well said there. And just wrap it up. So I'll just give my prediction for this game. And look, I'm going to. Well, look, I hope we get this win. I really feel like this is a game where I'm calling it a must-win game. Actually, I feel like this is a game we've got to get these 2 points. It doesn't matter how much, whether it's 4 points, 6 points, or 8 points. I'm just hoping we can go there and get the win. And the Warriors supporters will be loud and proud here on the Queensland, on the Gold Coast. So we'll have plenty of support, no doubt about it. So hopefully we can get the result against the Titans. Get a little bit of revenge after they beat us on the Gold Coast, in Auckland earlier this year, on Anzac Day. So I'm backing the boys in. Of course, I'm backing the boys in here, and I'm going to go Warriors 28 points to 24. I feels like it's going to be one of those games where we come out of the gate, score a couple of points, and then the Titans get back in at halftime. It will be quite one of those closest games. And in the second half, I think we'll do enough to get the result and get the win. And I think Sean will want to have a big game. RTS as well, back into the side. Obviously, how he and Pompey and Montoya, how they combine will be interesting. But just going into the chat, yeah, Mel saying Warriors 28-24, saying the same thing, and Jaden saying I think Walker should stay on the starting 13 with Tohu on the bench. Yeah, I agree with you. I thought Tohu was great. I thought Tohu off the bench was a lot better. In my opinion, I think giving him. I feel like Walker did a great job at lock, and he has been doing a good job at lock for a while. But up the wires, as Taki Bro's saying, we are people 40-0. You'd hope so. I'd love to see that happen, going to the game this weekend. But I'm being pretty cautious here. I'm just going to say Warriors, 28-24, 1-12. I'm hoping 13 plus. I would love to see 13 plus being at the game on Saturday. But I think I'll just take any win it comes. It doesn't have to be pretty. I just want to see a win at 2 points. So first try score. I think the Titans will probably score first. And I think David Fafita will score the first try. I have a weird feeling he might score a try on this one. Hope I'm wrong. And Edward Cozy probably say he'll score any time. I think he may score a try. And I'll go RTS as well any time for me for the try scorers there. But I think that wraps it up. That's the preview for the Warriors Titans. Tans, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate you giving your time up.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it.
I hope I made sense, guys. But yeah, cheers, Christian. I really appreciate coming on and having a kōrero with everyone.
Yep, awesome. And Jacko just saying likely very high scoring game, something like 34-32 in either sides could be the winner. And up the wires is Greg, and Michael's saying up the wires, and Jacko's saying gotta go, always fun. Fanatics. Yep, no worries, Jacko. And to think that's wrapping it up now anyway. So guys, thank you for watching this live stream. Thank you for watching this preview. If you haven't done so already, please give this live stream a like. Or if you're watching the video back as a video, make sure you click the thumbs up button on the video. Make sure you're liking the video. And if you are a new viewer to the YouTube channel of Warriors NRL Fanatics, please make sure you are subscribing to the channel. It all helps the channel, and it gets aware about all the content. And it's also absolutely free. Plenty of Warriors content to come throughout the rest of the 2024 season, and hopefully in the finals as well. And hopefully we'll be there in the top 8 come the back end of the year. But thanks everyone for tuning in. Have a good one. Have a good night, everyone. Enjoy the game on Saturday. I can't wait to be there at Seabus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast. There will be a vlog as well on the YouTube channel, so stay tuned for that one. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. Have a good one. Up the wires, and enjoy this weekend's game. Up the wires, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.
Yeah, see you later, guys. Warriors all day. Please.
Up the wires.